For 200 years, humanity had maintained its composure in the face of constant belittlement from the older spacefaring races. They were called primitives, newcomers, and barely evolved apes by the arrogant species that dominated the Galactic Council. But humans did what they always did best: they adapted, learned, and quietly built their strength. The turning point came when the Bright Empire, the most powerful alien civilization, declared Earth's solar system a protected developing zone, essentially a cosmic zoo where humans would be confined and studied. They didn't bother to consult humanity about this decision. After all, why would they? Humans were just another young species to be managed and controlled. Captain James Walker stood at the bridge of the Earth Defense Force flagship, Defiant, watching the Bright Empire's announcement broadcast across all channels. His weathered face remained stoic, but his knuckles turned white as he gripped the command rail. Around him, his crew sat in stunned silence as the alien ambassador smugly detailed how this was for humanity's own protection. What the Bright Empire didn't know, what none of the alien races knew, was that humanity had been preparing for this very moment. Deep within asteroid bases and hidden lunar facilities, Earth had been developing technologies that combined human ingenuity with reversed-engineered alien tech. They had stayed quiet, playing the role of the humble species, all while building a fleet that could rival any in the galaxy. Walker opened a secure channel to Earth Command. The response was immediate and unanimous: execute Protocol Omega. 2 centuries of calculated patience had served its purpose. Humanity had absorbed every insult, every restriction, every condescending pat on the head. They had studied their supposed superiors, learned their weaknesses, and now they would show the galaxy why Earth's history books were filled with tales of empires that underestimated their lesser opponents. As Walker gave the order to power up the Defiant's experimental quantum drive, a slight smile crossed his face. The aliens thought they were containing a primitive species. Instead, they had just backed a wounded wolf into a corner. And now, that wolf was ready to show its teeth. The next 24 hours would change the galaxy forever. Humanity's patience hadn't just run out, it had been strategically exhausted, all part of a plan 2 centuries in the making. The galaxy was about to learn a harsh lesson about underestimating the species that had clawed its way to dominance on a death world called Earth. The Bright Empire's sensors registered the first anomaly 3 minutes after their announcement. Deep within the asteroid belt, hundreds of seemingly lifeless rocks began to move. What alien observers had dismissed as mining operations over the past decades were actually disguised shipyards, each housing vessels of war built in absolute secrecy. Captain Walker's voice echoed through the encrypted channels: all ships, execute emergence protocols. Formation Delta. The asteroid shells cracked open like cosmic eggs, revealing sleek warships painted in deep space black. 200 years of human engineering and reverse-engineered alien technology had produced vessels unlike anything the galaxy had seen. The Bright Empire's observation fleet watched in growing alarm as their sensors updated. Where they had tracked only 50 registered human ships, now thousands appeared. Each vessel bore the marking of Earth's combined fleet, but these weren't the primitive ships the aliens had permitted humans to build. These were predators, designed by a species that had spent its entire history perfecting the art of warfare. Admiral Thompson, coordinating from Luna Command, sent the message that would begin humanity's emergence: all ships, initiate Phase 1. Show them what humanity has kept hidden. The fleet moved with precision that shocked the watching alien vessels. Humanity had practiced these maneuvers for years in the shadow of Jupiter, far from prying eyes. The Bright Empire's ambassador, still aboard their flagship near Mars, demanded an explanation. The response came in the form of a simple text message: you should have asked our permission before making decisions about our solar system. Now, you'll learn why Earth's history is filled with stories of empires that fell to lesser powers. As the human fleet took up attack positions, the alien observers finally noticed something else: every human ship was equipped with technology that should have been beyond their capability. Quantum shields, dark matter drives, and weapons that incorporated principles the aliens thought humans didn't even understand. The Bright Empire's commander attempted to open a channel to threaten retaliation. Captain Walker's response was brief: "We've studied every war you've fought for the past 1,000 years. We know every tactic, every weakness, every flaw in your strategy. You thought you were watching us. We were watching you." In the next moments, humanity demonstrated just how much they had learned. The fleet executed a maneuver that the aliens had deemed impossible, a synchronized quantum jump that placed the entire human armada in perfect attack formation around the Bright Empire's observation fleet. As panic spread through the alien vessels, humanity had already achieved their first objective. They had shown the galaxy that the primitive humans had been playing a very, very long game. And this was just the beginning. The Bright Empire's observation fleet found themselves surrounded by a force they had never imagined possible. Their sensors weren't just showing superior numbers, they were showing superior technology. Humanity had taken every scrap of alien tech they'd been allowed to see over 2 centuries and improved upon it in ways that defied explanation. Commander Reed of the human strike cruiser, Thunderchild, initiated the first attack. His ship's quantum cannons fired a warning shot that passed through the Bright Empire's supposedly impenetrable shields as if they weren't even there. The message was clear: humanity hadn't just caught up to alien technology, they had surpassed it. "Your shields," Reed transmitted to the stunned alien flagship, "rely on a predictable quantum frequency pattern. We solved that puzzle within the first 20 years of studying your tech. Would you like to see what else we've learned while you were busy underestimating us?" The Bright Empire's response was predictable: they called for reinforcements. But humanity had planned for this too. As the alien distress signals went out, they hit a wall of quantum interference that humans had secretly installed throughout the solar system. No calls for help would reach the greater galaxy. Not yet. Not until humanity was ready to reveal the full scope of their capabilities. Back on Earth, the Global Defense Council activated Phase 2. Hidden satellites around every planet in the solar system powered up, revealing a defensive grid that had been built piece by piece over decades. Each satellite carried technology that humanity had developed in secret, combining Earth's best innovations with reverse-engineered alien systems. The Bright Empire's ambassador, now effectively a prisoner on his own ship, watched in horror as human vessels demonstrated maneuvers that should have torn them apart. The aliens had always assumed that humans couldn't handle the G-forces of advanced space combat. They didn't know about the inertial dampening systems that Earth had perfected, or the synthetic gravity controls that made their ships more agile than anything in the known galaxy. "You had 200 years to treat us as equals," Captain Walker's voice boomed across all frequencies. 200 years to recognize that humanity wasn't just another primitive species to be controlled. Instead, you chose to treat us like children. Now, you'll understand why Earth's history is filled with tales of empires that fell because they couldn't see the strength rising beneath them. The human fleet moved in perfect synchronization, their ships executing battle plans that had been refined through countless secret simulations. Each vessel was a testament to human ingenuity, combining the raw power of alien technology with the innovative spirit that had taken humanity from stone tools to the stars in a mere blink of cosmic time. As the Bright Empire's fleet realized they were trapped, the true magnitude of their mistake began to dawn on them. They hadn't contained a primitive species, they had given an incredibly adaptive, resourceful, and determined race exactly the time they needed to prepare for this moment. The galaxy was about to learn why humans had been so patient, so willing to endure centuries of condescension. Because now, that patience was about to pay off in spectacular fashion. News of the human uprising spread through the galaxy like a shockwave, despite the Bright Empire's best efforts to contain the information. The quantum interference blocking communications from Sol had a deliberate weak point, one that allowed carefully selected transmissions to reach the galactic community. Humanity was controlling the narrative. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session as footage of human ships effortlessly neutralizing the Bright Empire's observation fleet reached their chambers. The council members watched in stunned silence as humanity's carefully edited transmissions showed just enough to send a clear message: the primitive species had been playing a masterful game of deception. Admiral Thompson addressed the council through a quantum-encrypted channel that even their best technicians couldn't block. For centuries, you've treated Earth as a curiosity, a primitive world full of beings you considered barely worthy of notice. Today, that changes. We're not asking for a seat at your table anymore. We're taking it. The other spacefaring races scrambled to respond. Some immediately called for military action against Earth, while others, seeing the level of technology humanity had displayed, began reaching out with diplomatic overtures. What none of them knew was that humans had agents placed throughout galactic society, observers who had spent decades gathering intelligence while posing as members of various alien species. Commander Reed's Thunder Child led a demonstration of human military capability that shattered the galaxy's preconceptions. His ship's advanced cloaking system, something the aliens had thought impossible due to fundamental laws of physics, allowed it to appear and disappear at will. The aliens didn't realize that humans had discovered flaws in their understanding of those very laws. The Bright Empire's remaining fleet in the solar system faced a choice: surrender or attempt to fight. Their commander, watching another display of human technological superiority, made the decision that would echo through history. "We surrender," he transmitted. "We gravely underestimated humanity's potential." Captain Walker's response was measured but firm: "Your surrender is accepted, but this is just the beginning. Humanity spent 2 centuries being treated as inferior. Now, we'll spend the next 2 centuries making sure it never happens again." On Earth, the Global Defense Council activated the next phase of their plan. Hidden facilities across the planet revealed themselves, each housing technologies that the aliens had dismissed as theoretical impossibilities. Humanity hadn't just been building ships, they had been revolutionizing their understanding of the universe itself. The message to the galaxy was clear: the era of treating humans as lesser beings was over. The species that had gone from horse-drawn carriages to starships in less than 3 centuries had been silently preparing for this moment, and they had no intention of stopping now. As the galactic community reeled from these revelations, humanity's long game was only beginning to unfold. They had spent 200 years learning every strength and weakness of their supposed superiors. Now, they would use that knowledge to reshape the galaxy's power structure, not through brutal conquest, but through carefully planned and executed shows of force that left no doubt about humanity's new place in the cosmic order. Within hours of the Bright Empire's surrender in the solar system, humanity unveiled the next phase of their master plan. Deep space sensors detected massive human fleets emerging from hidden positions throughout the galaxy, ships that had been stationed years ago, waiting for this precise moment. The Galactic Council's attempts to organize a unified response crumbled as human agents within their ranks revealed themselves. These weren't just spies, they were highly placed officials who had spent decades climbing the ranks of various alien governments. Humanity had learned from Earth's own history: true power came not just from military might, but from controlling key positions of influence. Captain Walker opened a channel to all galactic frequencies. "For those wondering how we achieved this level of infiltration, you should have paid more attention to your own records. Humans aren't just adaptable, we're exceptional mimics. Your own scientists noted this, then dismissed it as a primitive trait. That was your second mistake." Admiral Thompson, coordinating from Luna Command, activated Operation Phoenix. Across the galaxy, human-designed quantum communication relays activated, creating a new faster-than-light communication network that bypassed all existing alien systems. In one stroke, humanity had taken control of galactic communications. "Your first mistake," Thompson broadcast, "was assuming that because we accepted your restrictions, we were content with them. We studied every empire in Earth's history that fell because they underestimated their opponents. We learned from their errors. While you watched our ships, counted our weapons, and dismissed our potential, we were watching everything you tried to hide. The Bright Empire's remaining forces across the galaxy found themselves cut off from their command structure. Human ships appeared in every major system, not to attack, but to demonstrate their complete control of the situation. The message was clear: resistance would be futile. Commander Reed's Thunderchild led a fleet to the Galactic Council's headquarters. As his ships took up position around the station, he transmitted a message that would be remembered for centuries: we could destroy this station and everyone in it. Instead, we're offering you the chance to witness the beginning of a new era. Humanity doesn't seek revenge or domination. We seek respect, and we've earned it. On Earth, the Global Defense Council revealed another shocking truth. Humans hadn't just been preparing militarily, they had been advancing culturally and diplomatically. Teams of human negotiators, trained for generations in alien psychology and customs, stood ready to help reshape galactic society into something more equitable. We understand power, Walker transmitted to the stunned council members. We also understand its limitations. Earth's history taught us that lasting peace comes not from subjugation, but from mutual respect and understanding. Today, we demonstrated our power. Tomorrow, we'll demonstrate our wisdom. The galaxy was changing faster than anyone had anticipated. Species that had once looked down on humanity now scrambled to establish diplomatic relations. The humans, however, weren't rushing to accept. They had spent centuries being patient, they could afford to be selective now. As the dust settled on this first day of humanity's emergence, one thing became crystal clear: the galaxy would never be the same. The species that everyone had underestimated was now positioned to reshape the cosmic order, not through brute force, but through careful planning and strategic execution. As the second day of humanity's emergence dawned, the true depth of their preparation became apparent. Hidden research stations across the galaxy activated, revealing technological advances that left even the most advanced alien species in awe. These weren't just military installations, they were think tanks where human scientists had been quietly revolutionizing everything from medicine to faster-than-light travel. Captain Walker stood on the bridge of the Defiant, watching real-time updates from across known space. "Launch Phase 6, he commanded. Across the galaxy, human ships began deploying a network of devices that the aliens had never seen before. These weren't weapons, they were something far more impressive. For centuries, Walker broadcast, "You've used technology that barely scratches the surface of what's possible. While you were content with your achievements, we were pushing the boundaries of science itself. These devices you're seeing? They're the foundation of a new galactic transportation network. One that will make current faster-than-light travel look primitive by comparison." The Galactic Council chambers erupted in chaos as the implications became clear. Humanity wasn't just taking control, they were offering advancement. But there was a catch, one that Admiral Thompson was quick to explain: access to this network will be granted to those who demonstrate a genuine commitment to peaceful cooperation and mutual respect. The era of species supremacy is over. Commander Reed's Thunderchild demonstrated the new system's capabilities, instantly jumping from one end of the galaxy to the other without using traditional hyperspace lanes. The display sent shockwaves through the scientific communities of every advanced race. They had all assumed such travel was impossible, yet humans had not only theorized it but achieved it. But not all reactions were positive. Several militant species began mobilizing their forces, seeing humanity's rise as a threat to their own power. They didn't realize that humans had anticipated this too. Special operations teams, hidden among their populations for decades, had already disabled their most dangerous weapons. "We don't seek conflict," Admiral Thompson transmitted to these resistant forces. "But make no mistake, we've spent 2 centuries preparing for every possible scenario. Your weapons won't fire. Your ships won't launch. You can accept the new reality, or you can remain isolated from the benefits of human innovation. The Global Defense Council activated their diplomatic corps, revealing another surprise. Human negotiators didn't just speak alien languages, they understood the deepest cultural nuances of every species. They had spent generations studying, learning, and preparing for this moment of transition. Your histories speak of empires that ruled through fear, Walker addressed the galaxy. Earth's history taught us a different lesson. True power comes from combining strength with wisdom, authority with understanding. We have the strength to dominate, but we choose a different path. As the day progressed, more alien species began to understand the full scope of humanity's vision. This wasn't just a power grab, it was a carefully orchestrated transformation of galactic society. The humans had spent centuries not just building weapons, but developing solutions to problems that had plagued the galaxy for millennia. The message was becoming clear: humanity's patience hadn't just been about waiting for the right moment to show their strength. It had been about preparing to handle the responsibilities that came with that strength. 1 week after humanity revealed its true power, the galaxy had transformed more dramatically than in the previous 1,000 years. The old power structures had crumbled, replaced by something unprecedented, a galactic society where strength was measured not by age or tradition, but by innovation and cooperation. Captain Walker stood before the reformed Galactic Council, now meeting in a neutral space station that humans had secretly constructed years ago. "We've shown you our strength," he addressed the assembled representatives. "Now, we'll show you why we waited so long to use it." Holographic displays activated around the chamber, showing projects that humanity had been developing in secret. Cures for diseases that had plagued alien species for generations. Solutions to environmental disasters that threatened entire worlds. Technologies that could transform barren planets into habitable ones. "You thought we were patient because we were weak," Admiral Thompson's voice echoed through the chamber. "The truth is, we were patient because we needed to be certain. Certain that when this day came, we wouldn't just change the galaxy, we would improve it." Commander Reed's Thunderchild led a fleet of ships demonstrating humanity's ultimate achievement, a way to safely navigate the dangerous regions of space that had claimed countless lives over the centuries. The aliens watched in awe as human vessels moved effortlessly through areas they had long considered impossible to traverse. "Earth's history taught us something crucial," Walker continued. "The strongest empires weren't those that simply conquered others. They were the ones that brought progress, that lifted up those they could have chosen to dominate. We spent 2 centuries preparing not just to take power, but to use it wisely." The Global Defense Council revealed their final surprise: a comprehensive plan for galactic cooperation that would ensure no species would ever again face the discrimination that humanity had endured. It wasn't just a political document, it was a roadmap to a future where advancement came through collaboration rather than competition. The last holdouts among the alien species, seeing the benefits humanity was already bringing to their allies, began reaching out for diplomatic relations. They had finally understood what humans had known all along: true power lies not in the ability to destroy, but in the capacity to improve, to build, to progress. As the new era dawned, humanity's patience proved to be their greatest weapon. They hadn't just waited for the right moment to strike, they had waited until they were ready to handle the responsibility that came with their power. The galaxy would never forget the day humanity's patience snapped, not because of the force they displayed, but because of the wisdom they revealed. "Remember this day," Walker addressed the galaxy one final time. Not as the day humanity showed its strength, but as the day the galaxy truly began to unite. "We were never content to be merely equal. We aimed to be worthy of leading. And now, together, we'll build something greater than any single species could achieve alone." The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter as humanity's vision for the future began to unfold. They had transformed from the underestimated newcomers to the architects of a new galactic age. And they had done it not through brutality or conquest, but through the perfect combination of patience, preparation, and wisdom. The galaxy would indeed never forget, and for all the right reasons.